Okay, let's do some sharing. Hello, everyone. Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I see y'all coming in. Come on. We are live on Facebook. We're live on YouTube. And I'm happy to see y'all. But let's do this. Hey, yes, day 3. You in that thing. Let's go. I want us to take some time to go ahead and share. Go ahead and like, comment, let people know we're on. We're in day 3. We have some awesome speakers that are going to download some knowledge onto us today. So go ahead and share. Don't assume anybody knows. Just let them know, hey, we're in day 3. If you don't know, now you know. Go ahead and come on through. Okay? I'm sharing on my personal page. I'm sharing. Oh, I tell you what, I'm going to write day 3, session 1. Day 3, session 1. Yeah, let's go. Yes. Good morning. Good morning. I see y'all. Hey. I know it's morning time. Y'all still got getting your coffee, you know, trying to get it together. Get it together. Because get your notepad, get your paper. Because we have a very, very successful entrepreneur. We have a good lineup. Good. Yeah, I'm talking about juicy, okay? Good lineup. So we want to be ready for the knowledge that they're going to drop today. Day 3, we in it. Let's go. I'm loving these comments. We are excited. Let's go. I'm here for it. And listen, just in case you have no idea who I am, you're like, okay, wait a minute. I thought it was Dr. Vonza. Where he at? I'm right here. Okay. I'm his better half. If you have no idea who I am, my name is Dr. Faith Abraham, your favorite Dr. Honey, and I'm going to be hosting us in session 1 today. So let's go ahead and get into it. Our first speaker for today is loaded and ready to go. So I don't want to hold him up. He's going to bring us some good stuff. His rib, come on, you know it. Let's go, the cuter side. But let me remind you, you can get the summit replays, and we do have a special bonus for you. Look at the link right below, bit.ly/Vonza level up. Y'all, day 2 was fire. Day 1 was fire. So you already know day 3 is going to be out of this world. Don't sit there and be like, oh, I'm going to remember. Just get the replay. Don't even fool yourself. Go ahead and get the replay. Invest in yourself. Invest in your future. I seen the coupon genius. I know your username. The coupon genius, Michaela, was taking what she learned from day 2, implementing it first thing this morning. That's what I'm talking about. That's what information without implementation is pointless. Implement. All right. So the best way to do that is to get the replay so that you remember what you got. All right. Then also, of course, if you're not a Vonzanite, I don't know what you're waiting on. You need to go ahead and go to Vonza.com, get yourself an account so that you can run your business the simple way. Not a bunch of different platforms all over the place. Just have everything concise in one place so you can focus on what really matters. That's your business, right? All right, let's get into it. I am going to bring up our speaker. Now, some of y'all might know him. Some of y'all might not. If you don't, it's a shame, child. You're going to get to know him today, okay? You will know him today. His name is Derek Harper. Let me make sure. Okay, you got your volume going?
Yeah, I should be good. You can hear me?
I can hear you. Now, look, I just want to give y'all this real quick because his bio is loaded. But let me let y'all know who y'all about to hear from, okay? So get ready for it. Now, he's a native of Georgia, and which is so funny because I live in Atlanta, and hardly anybody I meet is actually from Atlanta. I don't know what it is, but he's a native. So let's go. He's an entrepreneur, and he's been able to successfully launch a lot of businesses, quite a few, okay? His flagship being Derek Harper Enterprises. He also is responsible for founding the Credit Repair University, White Label, CRO, Automate My Flow. Young Urban Leaders of America, YULA. I love that. He has reached great pinnacles and successes. Not only has he himself generated 7 and 8 figures for himself, but he also has done that for other people. That's how you know the mark of a person. They can not only do it for themselves, they can do it for other people. So without further ado, let me go ahead and welcome up to the stage Mr. Derek Harper himself.
Woo, woo, there we go, there we go, there we go. And it's early in the morning. That's what I'm
It's
talking
early in
about.
the morning. This is our coffee right here. Let's shake it
I
up.
know I definitely need a coffee, but I'm gonna get through this thing. I got a lot of pouring into the people, so I'm about to flood y'all. So go ahead and put y'all mask on,
Yeah,
snorkels, because it's about to flood. So no, I'm just kidding.
let's
But
do
man,
it.
I'm blessed to be here, and I just want us to give some claps to the Vonza HQ family. And the reason why is they didn't have to do this. A lot of people don't have to do the things that they're doing, but you have to commend the people who come back to get people to make sure that, hey, once we find a way, we got to be able to come back and then bring the people along with us. So I commend y'all on doing that, and thank y'all. So I'm
Thank
honored to be
you.
here.
We'll give
So
you
as
the
she said,
floor.
my name is
25 minutes, Derek,
mhm.
okay? Because we want to have a Q&A too.
You say again?
I said 25 minutes so we can have a Q&A too.
Oh, let's run it.
Let's go.
Yeah, so yeah, I just wanted to come and talk to you guys mainly about some of the things that has helped me amass wealth, revenue, and impact, because the impact is more important, right? And it's a process that I created or kind of coined called body, BODD. So go ahead and put that in the comments. Build, organize, document, delegate. And I'm gonna show you how I use that same process to go from barely making ends meet just a couple years ago, trying to find ways to feed my family, to having $3 million days this year alone, and without having to work harder or do anything extra. And that's where a lot of people, because a lot of people think that they have to be the smartest person in their business. They think they have to be the hardest working person in their business, but they don't realize as long as they can actually read, they can lead. So it's BODD, body, build, organize, document, delegate. So it's build, organize, document, and then delegate it to somebody. And one of the books that actually changed my life was called Who, Not How, right? Because before my mindset changed and before the status changed, I used to think, I got to learn this, I got to do this, I got to do that, I got to do that. So now the reason why you want to start putting who before how, the sentence would go like this: how can I drive a truck? No, you would change that to who can drive a truck. How can I be the best at doing this? Hey, who is the best at doing this? And then therefore what I can do is create a market that's higher or that's marked up, and then I can go ahead and find a person that'll do it for X amount of dollars, and then I can create the business around that. And I realized that formula was being used by a lot of people who amassed 8 and 9 figures. And I'm like, man, being that success leaves clues a lot, I had to do that because I remember just 3 years, wait, maybe 4.5 years before that, I was the guy that made $1.6 million in business, that was about to lose his mortgage, that was getting every credit card that you could think of like charged off, that was having all kind of like lawsuits from like Capital One, from Chase, and things like that. So the good thing about it is it reminds me of like why I had to do that, because it took me, I had to tell my wife, because our deposits was $32,000 a week, but our payroll and affiliate payouts was 34,000 a week. So to get that $1.6 million, it was costing me $2,000 a week, maxing out every credit card. And I realized that I didn't have my system body. I wanted to look the part, but it really wasn't the part. So I called my wife in one day and I told her, hey, I'm not coming home for about 20 days. I'm sorry. I'm gonna get a Gold's Gym membership, and I'm gonna go through and get our process together, get our automation together, and then start to work from that, because I need to body this business. I got to build it out, which means that I got to figure out what we want to sell, figure out what we want to push. Now I need to organize it, because once I organize it, I would know, okay, this is step A, this is step Z. because some of us, we do customer service and then we do sales, and then the phone ring, we'll do whatever we want to do, right? But the problem is it's not an A to Z there, which means that now when we start talking and start bringing people in and start hiring them, we start saying, hey, they suck, they don't work. And then a lot of, and a lot of times we're getting rid of good employees, we're getting rid of good leaders, to where if we had positioned that to where all they got to do is read, then they can lead. So one of the things that I did is I found this screen recorder. I know that some of y'all might use Loom, some of y'all might use the other ones, but at this time I found a screen recorder called Screencast-O-Matic. And it allowed me to like make the screen big, make the screen small, whatever I wanted to record. I could have recorded just the audio portion of it. So what I started doing for that whole 30 days, it ended up being 30. I started recording every single process, and then for the purpose of like automating the process first. So now what started happening was I realized that everybody in the job, or everybody that was working for me, was getting over on me the whole time, because a lot of us want to come in at the top and be the CEO. So my question to you guys, and I need you to go ahead and put this in the comment, and I'm gonna show, because I need you guys to feel it first, right? My question to you guys is, if you was running a $10 million a year business, right, and you needed to turn it over to somebody and hire somebody, would you hire somebody that just left the doctor's office yesterday that was working? Would you hire somebody that was just supervising Walmart to come in and be a CEO? A lot of us probably won't. So what we do is, though, we leave them jobs, we leave and say we want to be an entrepreneur, and then we start a business and we'll automatically say, I'm the CEO, when you never even earned the top spot. So you never bodied the process, you never built it out at the bottom, you never organized it, you never documented, and then you never found somebody to delegate it to. You never found your who. And that's what I wanted to make sure that you guys have those steps, and I can show you how to use those steps to either buy businesses and grow them, or build businesses and grow them, right? So one of the main things that I had to do was I got Screencast-O-Matic, and I had to build my process out, because most people don't even have it built. They just go what they want to go with the flow. Hey, they bought it, I'm gonna just sell it this way. I don't really have nothing around it. That's good. So now what they did is so we built it, right? When you building it, it's okay to make mistakes. That's why you will always hear me talking about done is better than perfect. And put this in the comments: done is better than perfect, because perfect never gets done. And I coach so many women clients, so many queens, that I tell them, why you not going live? Why you not talking about this? Why you not building an audience around this? You trying to sell this on Black Friday, but you ain't nursing anybody, so they don't trust you yet. And then you wonder why you don't get Black Friday sales. Well, my makeup artist and this and that, I can't go live. I can't. Why? Because my nails ain't done, my hair ain't done, my makeup ain't done, my this. Do you know how many people miss opportunities because they waiting on things to get perfect? Do you know how many people that wait on things to get to the end before they even launch it? And by the time they launch it, it's in exchange five, and the demand in change, because demand doesn't stick around. So that's the problem that I realized that people was having, because they just won't even go live. They won't do their commercial. They won't do this and that until everything is perfect. In reality, your competitor done went out there with the battered face, no makeup, bad hair day with a hat on, looking like a whole homeboy out here. But they killed the audience because they knew what the audience didn't like, and they was able to optimize it at that point to get it right. So therefore, if Apple would have been waiting on their product to be perfect before they launched it, you wouldn't have had that many revisions, you wouldn't have had that many updates to go ahead and do. So when I started noticing that, I'm like, man, done is better than perfect, because perfect never gets done. So once you build it out, it's okay. You're going to make mistakes, because nobody is going to leave you a review from how you did them 4 years ago, because you're going to grow. And then if they do, you can always go back and say, hey, I agree with this review from 4 years ago. Thank you for it, because it made me realize how much we've grown. Look at the things we implemented since then and how we've grown the business. Give us another chance. Then clients from the review is going to come in. So that's why you don't worry about who's going to give you a bad review. You're too busy worrying about now. You're not planning your business 5 years down the road. It's okay if people are going to watch your growth, but your growth is going to demand a higher price. That's why when you build it out, just build it to be able to go ahead and get it to the customer, right? Customers are going to start telling you what they need. Now you need to start organizing. And the reason you need to start organizing, you need to say, all right, hey, what's first? Now I need to go ahead and market. I need the brand. I need to do this. I need to do that. Let me get a graphic first, so that's my first post. So now when you put those steps out from ideal to launch, that's the organized. That's when you in a restaurant, right? When you building it, you're saying, hey, I got a burger. People love my burger. It's good. I want to sell it. So let's go through the mindset of a restaurant. I got a burger, I'm cooking it out the house. People want to buy my burgers for $10. Cool, that's a business. It's built, right? But now let's organize this thing because now I know I can't keep cooking this burger. And then when they come, I'm cooking, I got the fries on and all of that. I need to organize what's going to go first. All right, let me store the meat here so it's a lot easier to go ahead and put that on the grill. Let me flip it 3 times at 3 minutes. And then every 9 minutes, I got 3 burgers coming up. Now you just created an organization of when those burgers are going to be hot. Now you can demand a bigger order. So now what you do is you say, hey, let me record this process and let me make sure that I got this process organized. So I recorded the process of me getting that burger flipped 3 times in that 9 minute window to get it on the bun, right? Now what's going to happen is instead of being stressed out, if I hadn't have did that and I brought you in and I say, hey, I need you on burgers, you're going to be like, hey, what do I do now? What do I do when the burger ain't here? So because you didn't have that organization in place. But when you do, think about it. You build it out. Once it's organized, now you can document the organization. So now it's organized. I just need to document it. Hey, when I go out the grill, I need the refrigerator right beside the grill. I need it set at 30 degrees, whatever, right? When you pull them out, I need you to put four patties on there at a time. 2 minutes later, flip them and put new patties in. And then after 13 minutes, if the patty ain't up, put it in the top so that we can actually use it later as chili meat after we clean it and put it back in there as chili. I did that because at 15, Wendy's was my first job. And that was the process. And I still know 22 years later, I still know that process of how to get the burgers out of the cool freezer and to put it in the cooler, how to get it. And then if they don't buy it by time, put it in the chili meat. And that one video at Wendy's changed the way I did business the rest of my life because I remember the easiest way. So once that's organized, you're going to document it, put it in a video, right? You use Screencast-O-Matic, you're going to put it in a video, or you're going to get a camcorder and have somebody come there and do it. You're going to put it in a video, right? And then you're going to delegate it. So once it's built, organized, then you document it, then you can delegate it. This is why we tell you if you can read, you can lead, because one of the reasons we turned our credit repair company around from a $1.6 million a year company and 27 employees that was ungrateful to a $3.6 million a year company with only 3 Americans in place, and the rest I can just delegate to somebody in the Philippines for like $4 an hour because it was task based. Our lives changed forever. And that's when I realized that once you actually put the automation before the systems, because a lot of people are going to tell you you need systems before automation, then you got to ask them, do I want my cashier calculating the price of ketchup, calculating because it's a system in place, as a SOP in place around, all right, let me calculate adding the ketchup, calculate adding the mustard, calculate extra bond, and then, well, how much is tax? Or do you want the automation in place so now that your people can push a button, boom, add ketchup, it's automatically calculating. It's going to automatically add tax. And then when you hit subtotal, the register is going to automatically open. You're going to take the money, it's going to automatically calculate what's supposed to go back to them. So now the reason why you want to make sure that the automated processes is done in the organization, because you build it and you organize in that organization sector of it. After you build it, those are the things that you work on getting it automated, automating the process, automating the process, automating the process. So now by the time the process is documented, imagine my customer service team from the Philippines getting an email saying, hey, Vonza just signed up for credit repair 3 days ago. Go ahead and, the letters already went out. Can you call and give them updates on his file? Click the link below to see the update. Score is this, everything laid out. And then they have a script. They can click a button because the automation in the script has been built out to where they click a button. Now they make that call and say, hey, we was just giving you a call to update you on the file. The letters have been out, blah, blah, blah. What else questions do you have? Well, if they ask about this, say this. Now you already got the automation in place now to where you can plug a person in. So now let's say if that person don't come in that day, I can easily bring a person in that can read and lead, because if you can read, you can lead. So now after the automation sector and things are done, once you document it, now you document the automation and you're telling your employees, hey, you're going to get an email that says this, call this number, identify the information and say this. And then therefore you'll have client retention, because the retention is built on the culture of the company that you created versus trying to hire people and bring them in to let them build a culture out. And once I did that, I realized that making millions of dollars was easier at that point, because I had to identify who was going to do the things that I was going to set the culture up. Because if you got to do it twice, then you're probably going to make sure you want to do it nice. And by doing it nice, you want to automate it. So if you're doing it once, maybe it's a one-off. The second time you got to do it, automate it, because you know it's going to probably be a third time again. Therefore, you'll have a process in place to make sure that you don't want to make, you don't want to be doing this stuff step by step. And once I got that concept of building it out, organize it, and getting, part of the organization is the automation side of it too, and then documenting it to where I'm ready to delegate it to somebody. And the documenting is the SOPs. That's why the SOPs and the step by step has to be after the automation, because you don't want them trying to think too much into the company unless they're in a leadership. My leaders only get paid to think. My lower level employees get paid to do. And then now, once you got that system in place, if you make this bottom layer better, you get promoted. If you make it worse, you get fired. If you keep it the same, somebody's going to come around you, and you'll probably either get demoted or end up out the door. And then therefore, now the people that's making your company better, as you're building that out, promoting yourself to supervisor, building that out, organize it, document, and delegating it to a supervisor you promote, then management, then executive level. Then at that point, if you have a $10 million business, you already have a COO ready to step into that CEO position in that business, because you already got it bodied. You already built it out, organized, documented, and delegated there day by day. And then now, being that they are managers, you're going to identify the ones as critical thinkers that's going to be able to grow the business. So you can walk out of a $10 million a year business, give revenue share to the person taking over on top of their salary, and then you can start doing other ventures. And once I started doing that, I started buying businesses at that point, because now it got to the point where I didn't want to build these businesses anymore. I didn't want to be missing out on my family. I'm going to let somebody else have that problem of going through 3-4 years, divorce, kids ain't even getting attention. So by the time you actually start turning profit, you're going to be so depressed. I'm going to come in there and buy it. You're going to exit at 3 times your revenue, 3 years of revenue. So you bought 3 of your years back. I'm going to buy that business. I'm going to grow that business and sell it at a 7X. And I'm going to flip it 5 times faster than I can flip any real estate, only by bodying the process. Because most people who sell their business and don't get the maximum dollar on it, they're selling themselves, and they can't sell a body process. I know people with coaching programs that blew up during the pandemic, but it's completely built around them. They're making changes now, because I've been saying that a lot. But the good thing about it is, when they ask, well, how much you think my business is worth? It's worth nothing, because now if I got to buy you in the business, I don't know your health. I don't know what's going on. You don't have it bodied. And most of the businesses that I'm buying right now, the people who don't have them bodied are scared that they don't have a legacy created, so they don't have anywhere to leave them behind. I come in, create that, put that who in place, and now it's not even me, so that if I do sell the business has an operator, so now they'll pay 7 times what I bought. I bought it at a 3X, they'll buy it 7 times. But let's say if they was only doing 200,000 a year, and I bought it at a 3X, or $200,000 a year profit, and I bought it for 600,000, right? No money out of pocket, of course. But then I turn around and turn it into $1 million a year company, sold it for 7X because I have an operator. Now what I just did is pay $600,000, put a year and a half of body in the business into it, ran it up to $1 million a year, and then sold it for $7 million and got a $6.4 million profit, literally within a year and a half. And I don't know too much real estate that can actually do that, but that's why I use the body process to be able to build businesses out until I don't have to build them anymore, so that I can buy them and grow them and sell them for multi-millions of dollars. And that's how I created certain things, put them in packages, to make sure that they bounce off each other and become good businesses to support each other. I created, and I bought a credit monitoring company. I bought a credit software company, and then and grew that. Now we're the largest Black-owned credit repair software business on the market, and the largest Black-owned credit monitoring company, to where every credit repair business owner who uses our software has to use the credit monitoring with their clients. So it's an ecosystem that was built, and now the credit monitoring is doing over $1 million a month. We just hit our 35,000 client active, and now that alone is doing over $1 million a month, just in that one thing, without even the software. But what I did is I used the body process to be able to buy businesses, create an ecosystem, and then therefore fix these businesses that I can buy to 3X, fix them up, body them, get the who in place, and then sell them for a 7X, because it's, the right NAICS codes and all that you probably got to change. But once you get them at a 7X, you're literally just multiplying money by using this body concept. So it's bigger than just, oh, he came on here and taught me how to body a business and put SOPs together and things like that. That's cool if you want to be operating. I'm teaching you how to change the wealth trajectory of you and your generation's life. Because now one of the things that I just did, actually I did this like 3 times this year. I actually got consultative equity in the company because a lot of people can't afford me as a coach. So I took 25 to 30% of their business, deferred that 30% of their business into a trust for my kids. So now when I actually not have to be their coach anymore and it's continuously growing, my kids got a trust that's getting built from the consultative equity that got deferred into a trust. So now they'll never have to work again. And those are the things that I'm talking about on a high level, starting from a low level, understanding the concept, being able to go in there and leverage equity through either buying the company or getting a percentage of the company by showing them how to body their process or body in it form, and then really coming in and building generational wealth on it. So that's how I did it. That's what I'm doing. And when you look at why Toys R Us fell with a $6.8 billion market cap, they didn't have a process body. They didn't understand that they should have took the revenue. They should have took the market cap and start buying businesses. If they would have bought Dave & Buster's, if they would have bought Andretti's, if they would have actually bought a construction company, bought a HOA, and y'all like, why would Toys R Us buy a construction company, buy Andretti's, buy a HOA? Because HOAs are putting pools in neighborhoods. Now, if Dave & Buster's would have bought, not Dave & Buster's, Toys R Us would have bought Dave & Buster's, now you could actually came into Toys R Us. The parents could have been at Dave & Buster's. The kids could have actually been at the Andretti's in the go-karts. They could have had a slime center. They could have had laser tag, go-karts, and all of that. And then you can turn around and buy them. And then HOAs can actually, if they bought the HOAs, they can actually have the construction company that's going to put them carts out there, that's going to buy the go-karts. They created an ecosystem, and they could have took that market cap from 6.8 to $10 billion, but they didn't want to adapt and adjust with the times, and that's where we are now. So that's how deep, in depth, on $1 billion level that you can do with a body concept, but it has to start from the bottom, and you have to learn it, and you can be able to build a monster with it. So I know I had to get through all of that and I ain't have a 25 minutes, right? So so yeah, I guess I could take some questions now.
Wait, the comments are off. Okay, so Derek, you have to know that we're streaming on multiple platforms. So you got numbers over here and Facebook, on the Vonza page, on Dr. Abraham's page, on YouTube, and the comments are crazy. Somebody said pass the offer plate. Hold on. Before we pass the plate, y'all. Okay. Look, this is a Q&A time, okay? I want you to put your comments and your questions in the chat so we can ask this wealth of knowledge in a person form some questions. And I have some questions, so I'm gonna get us started. But I want y'all to put y'all's questions there because he just gave y'all something like mine for. Come on. He just gave y'all something, a concept that even when you were saying it, I was like, they sure should have. That makes so much sense. You didn't even have to break it down. As soon as you said it, I was like, duh, that makes so much sense. That's the Toys R Us and the Andretti's and Dave & Buster's.
Yeah, they didn't have an ecosystem, and a lot of the businesses who didn't buy their ecosystem went out of business.
See? And a lot of times we feel like, oh, they're big, they're everywhere. They have, locations in every single city or what have you. They can't fail. They're going to be around forever. That's not true, guys. And Derek, you hit on something which was, especially coaches. Y'all know I'm the coach's coach. I got a heart for coaches. Okay. But you said that you had previously bought out some businesses, implemented the body system that you have, and then literally 100x'd it, right? Then you started talking about some coaches and how the pandemic did help a lot of coaching businesses soar and a lot get started because people were really needing some folks. So we're needing some help, right? Mentally, emotionally, and all of that. However, you didn't have that same strategy with the coaches because you said that it was completely reliant upon the coach.
Right.
How could a coach or a person that has a business that's very centered on them shift to where they can have the automation and the systems that you were talking about?
Right. So I posed as a coach. Like, so my coaching program, the reason why my lowest coaching program is $75K is because I don't want people to pay $75K. right?
Mm.
The 75K, of course, I'm gonna bring way more value than that if I had to come in. I'm lazy though, right? And so what I
Lazy
realized
people
is
are
if
great business
I
people, actually.
became a coach, the people will tell me the problems they facing, and I can buy or build a solution. So a lot of coaches are just getting paid to coach. Like, let me coach you, let me
Yeah,
mindset, let me mindset, let me mindset. But
yeah,
and there's no knock on coaches. Some people definitely need mindset coaching,
sure.
right? But more people need resources too,
Mhm.
right? So one of the things that I did was I started building the things that they were struggling with, and I started buying what I couldn't build, right? And so I invested a lot of money into a research and development team of
Mhm.
142. I got 142 employees in my research and development team. So they then mapped out 200 industries of how to start them, how to grow them. So now when I go in and I negotiate buying a business, I already got the research, the back end, what I need to do to deploy a team that's going to grow it without me as the coach or the person who was on the front end having to do that now, right? Because
Mhm.
now my whole goal is, why would I coach you for 75K if I can come in and take your $100,000 business per year into a $500,000 business per year for 30,000? I mean, for 30%, right? But the cool thing about the coaching is I was coaching so many people. Some people didn't get out of their own way and they said, "Oh, I feel like I got ripped off," but they didn't implement anything. But we know the ones that said, "I implemented everything and thank you." But the problem was I kept getting a thank you. It was cool. It was like, oh, 25K or whatever, but I got to thank you when they got when they went on with their business and then nothing else. And I'm like, man, you know what? I was the reason, and I bought all the resources in to have them do all this. So why not just get consultative equity at 30% so that when I do turn it around to a 500K a year business, they
Mhm.
still making way more than they was making before me coming in. But now, if they keep growing in the trajectory that it's going, that 30% per year of that equity is automatically coming to me every year, even when they don't need me as a coach no more. So therefore, I try to play the equity play versus the cash play,
Yeah,
because cash really has no value, and people, it's too many people talking about cash. And cash is not, when people talking about net worth, they're talking about the percentage of equity they have in a business that actually has a market cap. The celebrity network stuff was something that was built, and we look at these rappers, they don't have a net worth because they don't own anything. They don't
that's
own the
right.
rights to anything, right?
That's right.
So wealth is built, and net worth is actually created by the equity that you actually have in a, in a company. And so that percentage of equity to that market cap. This is why when Jeff Bezos or Amazon bought Whole Foods, they bought it for $13 billion, right? But the market cap in Amazon went up by $39 billion the next day. Jeff Bezos didn't have to sell cash because we got a cash mindset. He
Yeah.
didn't have to sell $26 billion worth of product to be worth 26 billion more the next day, because the value, and because Clubhouse didn't have anything that you can buy, they had zero cash flow, but they raised a $1 billion market cap, $1 billion worth just in value. So we forget about value creation, but our net worth is created by value creation, and that's where we have to go. We have to start thinking consultative equity and value in a company, not
Wow.
cash flow.
Not cash flow. Value,
Value,
value, value, value,
value creation.
value creation. Come on, y'all. This is good. Okay, here's a question. Did you have a particular template that you used for the BOD process?
Yeah, I actually, believe it or not, well, I have, it's called a body boot camp. Like, it's literally a step by step modules, taking you through step by step, all the software to use, just things like that with any business. And I'm gonna give you, I can just give you the, because I don't want to sell anything. I can give you the apps that you will use, right?
Hand it over. We ready?
Yeah, so you can use Screencast-O-Matic. That's one. Another one is Xmind, Xmind, right? Xmind allows you to map it out. But I was talking to Vonza. See, you guys already have the tools inside your software that people can use to even body the business, though. Y'all have all that. People can literally use everything in y'all software to body their business with, though. Y'all need to let me come through. I'm gonna do a class for y'all. I ain't gonna charge y'all, and do the body process with all of the apps, y'all, with everything in y'all software.
Listen, here's the thing, Derek. I'm gonna take you up on that offer. We are live. Do I have
Okay.
a witness up in here?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I'm good. I just want to get to the people. My mom always said, make sure my servant's broom was bigger than my ego. So
Come
I'm here to
on.
serve the people. You can't become a billionaire until you create a whole bunch of multimillionaires.
That's right. That Okay, wait, don't go. You now you move it. Hold on, stay with right. Because this is so good, y'all. When you have someone of this type of with this type of wealth of knowledge and understanding of business, don't sleep. Don't sleep. Seriously. Ask your questions, put your questions in the comments, share with someone who has a, they're trying to start a business or they're in business and they're struggling. This is the time. All right. If you want his time, per hour, you're gonna have to pay a couple G's. So you better get it now while the getting's good. But you said something about Vonza, and this is the thing that people don't realize. When we created Vonza, one of the things that we wanted, I'm gonna put this up too. One of the things that we wanted to do is we're entrepreneurs. Yes, we're entrepreneurs. And so we were like, you know what? There has to be a tool. There has to be something that is entrepreneurial minded, that's not just this thing or this thing or this thing. Like it's the essential things. And making running your business online simple, making running your business online makes sense mentally, right?
Because you built it as an entrepreneur and not an engineer, because engineers don't think through the entrepreneur process. That's what give you, that's what makes sure, that's what makes Vonza what it is, because it's built by entrepreneurs to solve entrepreneur problems, not engineer problems.
Thank you. And that is literally the difference. Okay, that's, hold on, let me slow down. That's literally the difference. We want that class. Let's do that class. Somebody said, I want in on that class. Come on. I want in on that class. Because guys, the truth of the matter is, in this day and age and where we are in life, we have to be able to automate systems, processes, documentation. That is so pivotal and key. It's what literally a lot of businesses are lacking. And Derek is here letting us know straight out, flat out. Even those days in Wendy's, he got something from Wendy's. That's why I tell people who have a job, stop knocking your job.
That's
Stop.
your best mentor. It's a paid mentorship. They hate the job, and nobody looks around and say, well, how in the world they keep making money? Like, how are they still in business? Like, I hate this place, but they're still in business. And they're still in business with me, and I hate it. Like, how can I build a business with employees who hate it and it still makes it? Like, wow, that's huge.
It's huge. It's huge. Okay, everybody's saying they sign me up for the you pronounce it, I see it bod, but you pronounce it
so
bod.
it's BOD-D, bod D. So it's like the body concept, like I'm bodying a business. Like, man, you body that. So it's build an organized document dash delegate.
Okay, I got you. Then people are saying that they want in on that class. No, y'all, trust me, we gonna get that class. We're gonna get it together.
We got to do it
out for you, because this is the type of stuff that literally costs thousands of dollars to get. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
The body boot camp, 1997. That's 2000, and we do one in here for y'all members. I don't want nothing, because one of the things I realized is the amount of money I'm gonna make in my life is directly proportional to the amount of problems I solve. So the money gonna come. You just got to solve the problem. But if we could create something to where people can actually generate the revenue, I'll get mine back down the road. But the thing is if you wake up saying, how much money can I make out of a person versus how much money can I make them? If I continue to make you money, I'm going to always have money. But if I try to get everything that you got, you're going to eventually go broke. And then now I ain't got nobody to pull from. So if you got people out here trusting you, go make them as much money as possible to make as many, that's why I say you can't become a billionaire until you go create millionaires. So don't wake up saying, how much money can I make? I did this today. No, how much money can I make everybody? Hey, how can I help you make money? And if you do that, if I help you make $100,000 and be like, hey, bro, for every $100,000 I make you with this play, just give me 10,000 of it. If they struggling and they trying to make 100 bands, they're gonna be like, bro, I'll give you that 10,000. So I just carved out a $10,000 pocket right there, and you can keep doing that without even wanting the money up front, because people who you help and they trust you, they're gonna always need you around. So you need to go ahead and think that way. Don't think what I can make now, what I can make you so that I can make later, and the money will never run out.
See, but you're given a mindset shift class right here, because a lot of the things that we were taught and we understand, just like you said, is from a cash-based perspective. It's from a, what can I get right now? Because I got bills and I got this I got to take care of, or what have you. And you're thinking long-term, you're thinking, look, the overall bigger picture is, when I help you make money, I'm going to help myself as well. Not only because now you got receipts. Now
Yep.
you got proof of concept. Now you got people, somebody that's making money, and they can say, "Look, I'm just doing what he told me to do. Go call
Right.
him. Go call
Yeah.
her. They'll let you know what to do." Right. So now
Hmm.
you're opening yourself up to referrals. And this is like the basic stuff that we're talking about all the time in these classes is
Yeah.
really helping everyone shift the mindset. Because when your mindset shifts, that's when your money shifts.
Yeah. Yeah. Or even the need for money shifts, like, because it's not
Yeah.
about money at that point. It's
Yeah.
about, all right, how can I like position the people? Like the whole goal is not money anymore, because the only people who want money is people who never had money, right?
Oh,
So no, and it's the truth. It's like, wow, man, like when you start talking about problem, well, that's a problem to have. That's a nice, no, it's a nice problem until you have that problem, right?
yeah.
Because now when you get problems that money can't control, they way deep. When you get, you got to realize your family still love you when you broke.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? You still a good person when you broke to the people, because now once you get to where you got to start saying no to people, you lose. So it's a lot of things that you're gonna lose on the when you get the money side that money can't. But the thing about it is, when your whole goal has been built on let me make $1 million, and when
Yeah.
you make it, you just do
Mhm.
5 years of your life away, because now you spent 5 years getting that goal. You threw that time away because you reached that goal, and you haven't been positioning for nothing else.
Not,
Nothing else. And like I tell people all the time, hey, I need $1 million for what? To go buy a house. Okay, for what? To go get influence. Dude, just go get influence. I mean, no, and so you don't need the money. You just use the money as an obstacle, because money is actually the thing that slows wealth down. Think about
Ooh.
when you're trying to build equity up in a business and you always got to pull money out.
Yeah. Yeah.
So now the thing is you need to get money away from you as fast as possible and start investing it here, because nobody can take it. They can't sue me for what's in here, right? And I can always grow something. I can always just buy a business with no money out of pocket, with good credit, with 10%, with 90% SBA funding the business. I can raise 10% from y'all. Hey, we
Yeah.
got $1 million business we need to buy. 900,000 come from the SBA. I raise 100,000 through the people in this group, and they can even get $10,000 lines of credit from 10 people. We done bought the business at a 3. I ain't worrying about how much money I'm getting out the business then, because I know I'm gonna buy it at a 3 and flip it for a 7 and take the rest of the equity and pay y'all back 3 times. So the thing is it's up here. That's just why I'm not worrying about the cash.
That's good. Wait, that had to marinate in my head first. Oh yeah. You see why you got to get the replay, y'all? Because
No, it's just like once you adjust, and the only thing the people who adjust their mindset to wealth, because whatever you water grows, it has to be an ongoing conversation.
that's
It
right.
literally, because the people who get talked about later, MLK wasn't a superhero when he was alive. They waited
Mm,
till he passed away to become a superhero. A lot
mm.
of the people who were celebrating Nipsey Hussle didn't buy his albums when he was alive.
No, they
You know
didn't.
what I'm saying? So the reality is whatever you can wait. Well, wealth is generated. Whoever can wait on the money the longest becomes the wealthiest. Whoever
Whoever,
can wait on the money the longest becomes
yeah,
the
you
wealthiest.
said, you see it.
That's
Whoever,
why the bank will give you a loan on 30 years for a house to wait on it, because
yeah,
they know the number of people who actually getting financed. When I can wait on this money to come back, and I can play with this money, because now I got little pockets of money coming back. But that $500,000 house, I'm gonna make $1 million on.
boom. Because oh my god, and see, okay,
But I
y'all,
can wait 30 years to get my $1 million on.
yes, but that's okay because even in that waiting process, this is my look. This is my caveat. I'm not only building up my financials, I'm also having time to build my family, my children, my
Mhm.
spouse. I'm able to build my health, which is also my wealth. Because what does it matter if I get the $1 million, but I'm not healthy enough to enjoy the $1 million? I
Yeah.
can't travel anywhere. I'm tied down to a bed and I can't. You get what I'm saying? Or I'm
The wide
spending
receiver we
money.
just played high school ball against. The wide receiver we play high school ball against, DT, Demarius Thomas, he passed this morning. 33 years old, rich. And the thing is like you said, it was some health conditions. So we're not promised to be here.
No,
And
no,
and
no.
you know, and we like I have conversations with a lot of NFL players, and they like, man, I'm rich, and I'm like, are you rich or are you wealthy? Because rich is something once you can't take it with you, like do you know what happened? The reason, like our mindset of why when somebody dies and then it's $1 million laying out there, how the family just like splits it up, and it's kind of like a settlement check that they got, and then they go blow it. And so you done dedicated your whole life to living right, saving and doing this and doing that to give somebody some money so that they can go blow it on something that ain't gonna give no return, or
Yeah.
you can spend that time getting consultative equity, deferring that equity into a trust for your kids. Because like I was having a conversation about my daughter, it's not popping off, but she was like, I was talking about, hey, I'm gonna get my daughter a Tesla. Why not get her a Dodge Daughter in the Mill plan? No, I'm gonna get her a Tesla and she's gonna have a private chef in college. And the reason why is because I don't have to pay for it. That equity
Yeah.
that's coming out of those businesses is going to pay for it. And because she sits on the board, and now while she's working, she's going to be getting taxed. Her school is paid for by the business for one. It's so many things out there. And because she's actually returning emails while she's there on the clock, she's
Yeah.
actually in a business meeting. So that meal from that private chef, that's part of her team. That's the private chef that's hired by her company, right? So
Mm-hmm.
it's so many things that we got to adjust and adapt our mindset. We got to stop needing money. If Jeff Bezos needs money, he can leverage 0.1% of Amazon and get cash, but he's gonna be stuck with all kind of tax penalties, right?
Right.
Or he can live off the debt of the company.
Mm.
Use that as an expense. Use it. He can live off the expenses of the company because
Yes.
now every move he makes is a business move.
Right. It,
And so now when you buying these businesses, right? So I ain't even gonna get it because that's a whole nother. Well, I'll take you out on a whole nother hour rabbit hole. But it's crazy because I was raised in a crack house, right? I was raised in a neighborhood where nobody had access, and I looked at the only difference between the way I'm living now and the way my kids are living now, and then was access to the resources and the info. Nobody just poured back in to like really have it. So now that I don't have the money problems, it'll be irresponsible to not like just come back. And that's why people be like, why are you giving this for free? Because I'm good right now. The only people who's gonna compete with you, if we say that our goal is to help the people and we mad at another coach, oh, I don't like the way he's doing, but he helping the people. So why is it did you have another agenda? You should be happy for people out there helping the same people. You call it market competition. No, we all have the same agenda. We trying to do this together.
absolutely. And the truth is, it's 8 billion people on
Right.
this planet. And
Yep.
also, there's people who it takes a couple times for them to hear information before it really sinks in. That's why repetition is the key to learning. When you repeat something, like that's why the replays is so powerful, because a lot of the things that Derek just said right now, y'all heard it, but you didn't hear it because
Right.
it was your first time hearing it. So
Yep.
when you hear it again and again, and then it sinks in, and then you take action quicker because now it's already resonated with you. It's already, somebody said, give this man another 8 hours to speak. Listen, who's gonna pay the tab? He ain't
Look,
free. Who gonna pay the tab? No, we
but
appreciate
they
you.
can't look. They can come because and I need y'all help over there too. So I
Okay.
dedicated. I set aside $1.5 million out of what I made this year, and
Yeah.
we're creating free academies. So I do have a free business academy,
Oh my God.
Facebook group on Don is Better Than Perfect. It's called Don is Better Than Perfect, where I'm allocating all kind of and I'm trying to get at least 500,000 because I already have a Facebook group with 800,000 people in it, but it's not designed for this.
Okay.
We're trying to build this to at least a 500,000. It's called Don is Better Than Perfect on Facebook, where we won't sell anything. I dedicated this money to be able to bring people in to teach free academies, from free credit academy, free stock academy, free um, trucking academy, free freight academy, every academy that you can think. And another thing that we're doing is we're bringing tutors in to do science and math and the sessions, things like that you can actually have your kids registered for. And it's completely free. So, I just feel like with my mom, when she passed, the stuff that she said sticks with me. Make sure that my servant's room is bigger than my ego. And
Mhm.
then therefore, whatever you do, the amount of people that you help in your life, because if I'm long gone, my kids might need a seed that was planted of whatever it grew into, because somebody can come back and pour into them. So I just want to be able to plant this here because nobody knows how much money Dr. King was worth when he died, but
That's
they
right.
remember the impact. He didn't have Louis Gucci on, right?
You
Even
didn't.
though we like nice stuff,
Yeah. Yeah.
but that didn't matter to him. What mattered was the impact left behind of the people. At one point, it got to be bigger than us, and that's the only wave that I'm really on right now. And I've been giving people a hard time, but it's out of love.
It's love, and that's the difference.
Right.
Guys, listen. We literally just okay. Dr. Abraham said he's getting on the phone with you after this live. Say no more. That's it. That's it. Listen, guys, if you have a Instagram account, if you don't have an Instagram account, open one up. Okay.
ASAP.
Follow Vonza, follow me, follow Dr. Vonza, and follow Derek Harper Sr.
Yeah.
Because even the post that he posts, when you read the caption, just get your brain ready. Cause even the captions be fired. Like you like, okay, so you just gonna you just gonna take us to school in the
Yeah.
caption on Instagram.
That too.
I want you guys to follow him there. I just put it up here. Yes, thank you. Done is Better Than Perfect Facebook group. That's where you're going to gain access to the resources, guys. This man is a wealth of business knowledge, a wealth of knowledge as well. So tap in. Tap in, tap in. Derek, we so appreciate you. We thank you for your time, your expertise. Man, we ready. Get your brain ready for real, because your whole life is going to get snatched. All
And I
right.
know I talk fast, so y'all need to get this replay for real. One of the things that I learned from, especially early on, is not
Mm,
getting replays because I was thinking about, like, once again, thinking about the money, letting that distract me from the wealth of knowledge, right? Whatever you got to do to get this replay, you better get it. And
get it.
I talk fast because I don't want to slow it down because I want to give a lot of information.
Yes.
But make sure that you get this replay because a lot of things that I said was, people pay 5,000 to get in. My masterminds are 5K, and I share the same level of information. So you just got that. So that'll be a big investment to make sure that you go ahead and get the replay.
There you go. We appreciate you, Mr. Harper. Please tell the queen that we said hello,
No, for
and we
sure.
appreciate giving you to us today.
I know, right? So it's man.
Let
No,
her know.
I appreciate y'all. It's all about the people, though.
Yes, let's do it. We're gonna do the class. Y'all connect with him on the different platforms, get the
Mhm.
resources, and get ready. Get ready because we're gonna do some things together that's gonna not only bless your life, but even those behind you. This is legacy right here. So
No, for
let's do
sure.
it. We appreciate you, Derek. I'm gonna take you out of here so you can go ahead and go
All
because
right, y'all.
followed him on IG. That's it. Go ahead, y'all. Do it. Y'all give a virtual applause for him. We appreciate him. We appreciate the knowledge. Yo, I need to get the replay. How about that? Let me go get the replay. Shoot. Thank you.
All right, thank y'all.
Woo! See, y'all didn't even know what y'all were gonna get. Y'all didn't know. It was a setup. Okay? It was virtual applause. Come on, come on, come on. Because for real, y'all thought, I don't know what y'all thought. Y'all tell me in the comments what you thought you were gonna get. Because you just got something. Not just you, your child just got something. Your child is in school right now. They didn't even know. But because you got it, they're gonna get it. And then your grandbabies got something too. Y'all better don't man, just I'm excited. I hope y'all are excited. We have our next speaker. She is ready to go. She is gonna bless us up and down. Listen, y'all saying thank you for this. Listen, I'm just thinking, I talk how I talk. I know who I love. I'm thanking God for this because this was a whole setup. You hear me? Get your Jamaican castor oil, okay? I don't know what my Caucasian sisters use to get your edges back, sis, but get them back because he just yanked all of the edges, okay, and left us crumbs, little hair follicles all on the floor, okay? It was awesome. It was awesome, guys. And I love what he said. And I want to make this point before I bring our next speaker up, Dr. Tamika Rachelle. She's going to bless us on here today. Let me get her bio ready because y'all need to know this next powerful speaker that's going to bless us. Just get ready. Just, I don't know, if you have your shoes on, take your shoes off, okay? If you got your wig on, just take your wig off. I don't know, just get comfortable because I know our whole life is just about to get. All right. Listen, they said it wasn't just my edges, my kidneys, my liver. Woo, y'all, I'm excited. This is how I get when I'm excited. I'm like, listen, one of the things that he said that I love, and I want to point this out to you because it is about the people. For us, my husband and I, when we created Vonza, we're entrepreneurs, okay? 100%. We are entrepreneurs, bona fide serial entrepreneurs. Every industry that we have ever touched, that we have ever loved, we did it and we went there because we solved a problem for ourselves and in our own lives. So any business that we ever started, whether it soared and went wonderful or it didn't go so wonderful, it was because it solved a problem. And that was one of the things that Derek said that I really want to drill home. Solve a problem. You don't even have to worry about the money as long as you're solving a problem for other people. And when you keep serving and you keep solving and you keep serving and you keep solving, guys, it's not even money. You got to shift your mindset from money to now legacy. What can I do for the people? How can I serve the people? What resources can I get to the people? That's where he's at. And I just believe that that's where all of us, every single person that has attended the conference from day 1, day 2, day 3, that's exactly what's going to happen. The world is shook. Okay? Shook because of this conference. So listen, he also said, and so I'm saying all that to say, Vonza was created to solve a problem for entrepreneurs. So as an entrepreneur, don't sit there and act like you don't know, or I'm gonna get there. Get your systems in place. Have a strategy from the jump. Okay. If you're already in the thick of it, those are my TikToker people. Y'all know that song. If you're already in the thick of the business, use the platform, get an account on Vonza so you can really truly run your business and do your thing. Woo! My goodness. Legacy. What can I do for the people? Yes. Oh my goodness. Let me come over here to these comments because y'all are so funny. I love it. So true. Legacy building. Shooketh. Okay, let's take it back to King James up in here. Shooketh. All right. Woo, so good. So listen, I am going to welcome up our speaker, our next speaker. And she just gracing us with her beauty. Y'all better come on. She's gracing us with her beauty.
Hello. Greetings,
Good
grand
morning.
rising, all of that good stuff. Can you all hear me okay?
We can hear you. We can see you.
Perfect,
We can feel you. Well, listen, guys, let me introduce our next speaker. She has some time. She has 25 minutes. She's going to grace us. We're going to, yes, get it on out.
That's all.
But we know you're going to deliver because we want to have 5 minutes for Q&A because we do like to have that open so that people can ask their questions. But let me just introduce Dr. Tamika Rachelle. She is a 13 years Army veteran. So is Derek. Thank you for your service.
Gratitude. You're welcome.
She's a holistic female wellness expert. Okay. Speaker, inspiring speaker at that. She is a life strategist and author. She is pursuing her, come on, third. Did you hear it?
Yes, that's 3.
Right.
Uno, dos, tres.
Doctorate. One of the things that she did was she battled her own gynecological issues while serving active in the military, and she sought out on a holistic quest that yielded her amazing results. And she is here today. She's going to share those great things with us. She has a gift that was recognized early in life to empower individuals to open their box of imagination. She's a great source of inspiration and knowledge. She's going to let us know about her 3-step signature. Yes, it's 11 o'clock. 3-step signature system for ushering others into physical and mental healing. I want you guys to give it up. Virtual applause for Dr. Tamika Rachelle.
Yay! Greetings, and gratitude to you. And I am so elated I want to say thank you all for such an amazing conference. I have been tuned in all week. It has been phenomenal, mind blowing. So, for those of you that are watching, listen, if you have not already paid for this replay, you better get in there because this is some information that you definitely want to keep for many, 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 many years to come, and definitely be able to tap back into the information because I know sometimes people are speaking fast and we don't have time to write down everything that we have gained throughout this conference. So thank you all for such an amazing time. A little bit about me. Thank you so much for definitely introducing me, but I just want to give everyone a thorough overview of who I am. I am Dr. Tamika
Yeah.
Rochelle, 13-year Army veteran. So I am an Army girl, Army strong for all of those veterans that are out there. I am a certified holistic female wellness practitioner, expert, also a certified sound therapist, also aromatherapist, master herbalist. I also hold a Reiki level 3 certification. And also I want to let you all know that I am pursuing only 5% of Black people right now are pursuing a doctorate degree in traditional Chinese medicine. And this journey has been absolutely amazing and phenomenal for me. On this journey, I have actually helped over 1,200 women with gynecological issues. And not only that, have successfully assisted 58 women to conceive naturally that have suffered with things like PCOS, endometriosis, fibroids, cysts, painful menses, menopause, you name it, I have assisted them with. And my oldest client being 70 years old. So, to the queens that are out there, you are never too old to actually start self-care. This is also for the men, but I do want my specialty is definitely for women today. Okay. So, my mission is to heal. If I can heal the women, I can heal the nation because we all know that the queens, we lead from the front. We're usually the ones that set the pace and things in the homes. You know, they always say if you don't have a happy wife, you don't have that happy man. Some way like that it goes, right? So I just wanted to be able to share what I have experienced with my personal journey of going through 3 fibroids and so many other gynecological issues, emotional and physical trauma, childhood trauma that I had to literally clear, purge, and get myself in alignment to be able to assist others. So today, my sole purpose is to come to you to share with you some self-care tips that's going to also assist you all as entrepreneurs for not going through that burnout that we all have a tendency to put ourselves into, especially when you're starting out in business. I will tell you all, I'm if you see me looking down, I'm just referring to my notes because I want to make sure that I rapid fire give you everything that I possibly can in a short time frame. So self-care and healing also is a great way to be able to usher you into healing. Okay, it's a great way to also be able to create that, give you that opportunity for creativity in your business. A lot of people today are wondering why their businesses are not growing. Number one is your mindset. It may be the things that you're speaking and thinking in your mind, but it also may be that the fact that you're holding on to past trauma or things that you have allowed to lie dormant, if for the women in your womb space, or even those exposures and experiences to other people that you have been connected to. Here I have 2 pictures in front of me. I hope you all can see this. Just drop a comment. Let me know if you all can see these photos, okay? Those pictures are of me in 2019. 2019, I made the decision to walk away, request release from active duty military to pursue my passion as I started out into vaginal steaming, as well as being able to usher others into healing. And what happened was on this journey, I started to burn myself out, working myself reckless. Because as I stated before, I had gone through the process of healing myself of 3 fibroids while living abroad in Puerto Rico. So I don't have time to go through my story. If you go over to supremenaturals.com, you can definitely find out more about that there. But I want to let you know that when I did that, it really awakened me to the fact that, hey, if I am not here and not able to actually help and assist others, but also take care of myself, there is no reason why that I would be able to proceed on in business. Okay. So let me backtrack. My story is very important for someone that may be listening out there. Back in 2016, I moved to Puerto Rico. I was active duty military. And on that journey, it allowed me to go into have my regular gynecological checkups. I made the decision to move to Puerto Rico because I wanted to actually cleanse myself, dealing with childhood trauma, defeated mindset. I just wanted to get away from everything. I had a marriage that had fallen. I had two children that I was now an interdependent mother of. And I wanted to get away. I was dealing with depression. People around me, were talking and laughing at me because I was at the time homeless before I moved to Puerto Rico. But when I got to Puerto Rico, what I did was I was able to purchase another home, over 4,000 square foot home. But then I also found myself on another journey when I went into the gynecologist and found out I had 3 fibroids that were growing within me. I called back home to the States, boohooing, crying, thinking, because I didn't know any at the time. I wasn't educated on gynecological issues because that just never was something that was instilled into us. We were told to go to the doctor, open up your legs, have a pap smear, and hey, if they tell you you're good to go, you're good to go. Well, that's not what happened for me. When I went into the doctor, I found out that I had 3 fibroids, called back thinking I had cancer. Okay. And I remember vaguely this woman, she was sitting in the lobby and she was of local descent. And when I finished crying, she came up to me and she said, "Ma'am, let me tell you something." She did speak English fluently. She had moved there from New York. She said, "We do something here in Puerto Rico that's called Bajo. And I think that will help your situation. I see you have my children were there. I'm crying in front of them. And we all know as adults, you don't cry and allow your children to get upset and in front of them." And so she said, "We have something we do in Puerto Rico called Bajo. And I think that this will help you listening to you, talk to your people, your family." And so long story short, she ushered me into a journey where I was doing vaginal steaming, actually steaming on my hands and knees, you all, squatting over a pot. And I shared my journey online on Facebook after it was said and done. And this is how people became aware of who I am. And with sharing this journey, it also required for me to actually purge my pantry. I had to go cold turkey with cutting out meats, cutting out dairy, cutting out sugar, you name it. I had to cut it out of my life. Okay. And I had to start all over. And this is something I'm not familiar with. So this was something new for me. But I was consistent and persistent, just as we are in business, with actually doing this vaginal steaming. Mind you, I had gone back to a follow-up appointment, had scheduled for surgery for the fibroids to be removed. But being consistent and persistent with doing the vaginal steaming over the hot water, which is infused with herbs, and along with drinking herbal teas and also taking in different food that was going to be beneficial for me, because we should be eating to live and not die. So having to change all of that, sharing with people smoothies and so on and so forth. When I went back to the doctor, you all, I don't know if any of you have had surgery before, but what happens is before you have surgery, they always do a scan and mark up the area of what they're about to perform surgery on. So they did an ultrasound, and in the ultrasound, it determined and revealed that I no longer had fibroids. All of the fibroids were actually gone. I went back to social media later on and excitedly gave everyone a report of what it is that I had experienced. And it was over 80 women that came to me and said, "Hey, I need your help. This is something I'm suffering with. Can you help me with this? And can you help me with that?" This is where self-care really pushed me into my purpose and in my greatness. Because at the time, I had a master's degree, but I was not certified as a wellness practitioner. I wasn't certified as a herbalist. Any of that I've given you before, I was not certified at. I said, "Well, you just looked at me this entire journey." And and so what I did, I ate herbs, I ate good, I drank herbs, and I did the vaginal steaming. So long story short, I had to go in to get some training, some certification, so that I could be able to help these people. And with helping them, it landed me an opportunity to be able to not only assist them with their healing, but also educate them. educating them of where gynecology come from. Why was ancient practices taken away from us and we force fed things that were going to create trauma and bad experiences in our mind? Because as women, we all say, especially if you have a daughter, we take her to the gynecologist and we say, hey, it's okay. It's safe for them to touch you. It's okay. It's safe for them to do a pap smear. But for me, that left me feeling cold and feeling violated as a young girl, 12 years old, having a man open me up to touch me and my mother standing there to allow him to do so. Wasn't there something that could have been an alternative to actually help me to be able to take care of myself until I got of a mature age to make that decision for myself? And so with that being said, fast forward, have assisted and helped those that have reached out to Supreme Naturals that have suffered with anything from endometriosis, PCOS, which is polycystic ovarian syndrome, painful menses, in which I suffered from many, many years. I mean, I would have to go to the hospital to get shots and things for my menses because and menses is the correct terminology for the word period. So because my period was so heavy and so bad. So if you're experiencing that brown blood before ending after the menses, those type of things, and those that have had unexplained infertility, being able to assist them with that. Over 1,200 women today. Okay. 58 that were told that they couldn't have babies, that I have actually ushered these women into healing. And I just want to encourage someone that is out there that you first, before you can do anything, you have to first take care of yourself. Your business is not going to be as productive as it could be if you are holding on to trauma, drama, and stress that is also manifested in the womb space. If you allow yourself to go through proper healing, doing self-care, you will realize and did become into the knowledge and awareness that with self-care, it allows for you to be creative. Because we are, just as your wombs are as powerful as to carry a baby, to be able to manifest, mold, and create that special little one in your womb, so as your womb is for creating those goals and manifestation of things that you desire in your business. So if your womb is out of alignment, if your life is out of alignment, if you have past trauma that you have swept under the rug and not dealt with, those things will reveal and show up, and you're trying to understand, well, I'm doing everything that I'm doing in business and I'm not growing. And I don't like to hear people say, oh, when in business, they have this thing about I'm hustling and I'm grinding. No, that's not the way that we should mentally program ourselves, because you should not be in business hustling and grinding. When you align yourself with who it is that you are and your purpose, things will begin to strategically work. You have to be strategic in your planning, but things will begin to work and manifest for you. People will come into your life, the clients and things that you need, the customers that you need. It's about strategic planning, not hustling and grinding, killing yourself. You're killing. And not only that, most of the people that are doing that, they're eating unhealthy. They're not even taking breaks. They're going through the day without doing anything for themselves. Okay, so 86, and here's some statistical information for my numbers people out there. 87.6% of women and girls suffer with GYN problems, according to the World Health Organization. And according to the Mental Health First, 46.4% of people will experience mental illnesses during life. That's from stress, trauma, unforgiveness, or anything that we may experience even within business. Because sometimes people will put on a facade like, oh, everything is everything, when in fact, behind closed doors, they are dealing with things that they have not brought to the forefront just yet within themselves. So with that being said, when you take care of yourself, self-care leads you to another level. So we talk about going to the next level. We talk about elevating. We talk about scaling. But what are you doing to yourself or with yourself to be able to go to that next level? Sometimes it's not about the tangible things that we do in business. It's about who you are and what trauma and things that you haven't dealt with in order to scale and go to the next level in business. Self-care also produces it boosts the overall productivity. If you are not healthy and whole within your body, your business will also be a direct reflection of who you are. Okay. So you have to get self in check, get self in alignment. Self-care will help you to live longer. It gives you more energy, vitality, things to be able, energy to be able to manifest and produce. And also, not only that, to be in a space of light and love. People don't want to deal with individuals that are, negative and that are defeating type of individuals behind closed doors. But when they come out in front, you think they have it all together. Self-care will make you feel fulfilled as it pertains to your purposes and your goals. Okay. Self-care also will help you to remain balanced and focused on your goals. That was one thing that I had to realize when I was sent to the hospital back in 2019. This picture here, I was pregnant because after healing myself with the fibroids, then 2018, guess what? I conceived now he's 2 years old, Elia Khalid, 2-year-old son after the fibroids. And after I left the military, I was just on a hustle and grinding mentality because I had walked away from the military. So now it was about pursuing my passion, my purpose. What I realized is that I wasn't taking care of myself. And not only was I not taking care of myself, that was a direct way of also affecting my baby that was growing in me. So I had to go into the hospital forcefully for 3 months, pull me out of the game of working and growing my business, you all, and forced on bed rest because working so hard left me with lower amniotic fluid. I was working from sun up to sundown. Every opportunity that came about for speaking and teaching and being able to share holistic health with others, I was accepting it. It's not necessary for you to accept everything. Everything is not your calling. Okay. So you have to be able to identify what's going to be beneficial and in alignment with your schedule. So I have a question for you all before I actually move into the 11 steps that I actually want to give you about self-care. I want you to pull out your journals, your calendars, not your journals, but your calendars and your schedules right now. I want you all to look at your calendars, look at your schedule, and tell me, where do you see yourself on there? Okay, I can't see the comments, but I want you all to drop a me if you are actually scheduled on your calendar right now. If you are not scheduled on your calendar or on your to-do list as of right now, because we have a tendency, we can schedule reels, we can schedule Facebook posts, we can schedule Instagram, we schedule our email system, our drip campaigns, all of that we have on our calendar to do, right? We got follow-up calls, consultations, events, book flights, do this, do that. But where are you? Are you on there? Ask yourself that. And if you are not on there, you are wrong. I am not passing judgment. I just want to bring some awareness for you. Okay. And from this day forward, when you leave here, because I am going to give you some homework. Okay. I don't ever come before anyone and not give them homework, because for me, it's about results and solutions, okay, to the masses. So from this day forward, if you are not on your calendar, after I give you these 11 steps, I want you to start putting yourself on your calendar every day. And in fact, after I dealt with those experiences of being exhausted, dehydrated, what I did was I started taking breaks. And in my break, if I needed to take a nap, I'm taking a nap. If I just wanted to go and get fresh air, I did so. I have to take care of me. You have to take care of you, because if there is no you, it won't be any need for you to have a business or generational wealth, creative opportunity. So number one, practicing meditation. We're moving into the steps of being able to have self-care to be overcome the burnout as an entrepreneur. Y'all can hear me okay? Let me know if you all can hear me. No matter what you do, people still call. Okay. Can you all hear me well? Okay. You can hear me? Can you see me? Okay. I guess it's just black on my side, but we're going to proceed. Thank you. I apologize for that. All right. So number one, meditation, stillness, breathing, allowing yourself to just do nothing, to be in a space of calmness and peace. Right here, I have before you, I want to show you a chalice. With this chalice, it has the vibration. It gives off the vibration for Om. Okay, this is one way of being able to utilize and change the frequency in the environment also. But you can also utilize this when you go into meditation to kind of set the atmosphere for what it is that you truly desire. If it's just to sit in a space of calmness and peace, do that. But I'm just going to play it briefly so we can proceed on, so you can kind of hear, for those that are not familiar with chalice and the benefit of sound therapy. I want to play that. I hope you can hear it. And so with doing sound therapy and meditation, what it does is it allows for also being able to heal thyself of trauma, being able to set the frequency in the environment, also being able to align the chakras, because sometimes our chakras, which is your energy system, is out of alignment. So it helps to create that balance within your life. Number two, exercising, feeling good, because when you exercise, you release those feel good hormones. Okay, and it allows for you to stay vibrant and youthful. I have a 2-year-old and almost 40 years old. Can you imagine, at 35, having a 2-year-old and then having to keep up with him? So being able to exercise actually gives me that energy that I need to be able to sustain for my son. And not just that, but also being able to grow my business as well. Number three, we want to talk about sound therapy. Sound therapy, in which I just showed you. Also, you can be, someone may introduce you to Tibetan sounding bowls or the crystal bowls. I have those as well. But sound therapy is also very powerful for bringing in alignment, also calming the body. Okay, sometimes we are trying to do too much, and we have a lot of things on our plate, and we just don't know how to calm ourselves down. Sound therapy will also help you with that as well. And it also helps for if you're trying to get clarity. Okay, if you want clarity on something, to be able to manifest either in your life or your business, and then also being able to change the frequency in your environment. Number four, aromatherapy. I have here some essential oils that I could recommend for you all. Make sure when you purchase aromatherapy essential oils, make sure they are therapeutic grade essential oils, because therapeutic grade is the highest grade of essential oils. They are very, very beneficial for whatever you are utilizing them for. So if you don't have a book on the benefits of essential oils, I would encourage you all to seek that. You can find that on Amazon. But here I have lavender. Lavender is very calming and relaxing for the body. Even if you put it in a diffuser in the atmosphere, what you want to do, if you do choose to do that, you want to put only 2 to 3 drops into the water to just kind of diffuse the atmosphere, to set the tone in the space for where you are. You can also take essential oils and put them behind your ears, behind your neck. You can also take them. So like for this one here, I have Stress Away. You can put it in your 2 to 3 drops in the palm of your hand. Take that, inhale, breathe, relax. If you're feeling a little bit of tension, or you need to just, even like this one I have is Citrus Fresh, to be able to invigorate yourself to have additional energy for the remainder of your day, or just to be able to be in a space of happiness. You can utilize Citrus Fresh. And then I also have Peace and Calming. This is a great one for ushering you into a great night rest. I don't ever say sleep, because to sleep is to die. Okay. When we go lay down, we're going into rest, which leads me into the next one. So the number 5 is rest. Sleep is to die. So you want to ensure that you are actually ushering yourself into a great night of rest. Okay, so that we can rise again the next day to be able to create our task. You want to set the mood for you, just like if you set the mood for a business meeting or planning for an event. When you go to rest every day, you need to set the mood. What type of music will you have playing while you are preparing for your showers or your sacred baths, or even just to soak in a tub? One thing that I have done for many, many years is I removed the television out of my master suite, because televisions sends off frequency and they can be a distraction. When I come onto my bed top, I want to come on my bedtop in a space where I have done mental dump and I actually want to rest. Okay. 8 to 9 hours is recommended time frame for being able to actually get a good night of rest. And for those of you that have a habit of taking the cell phones with you to the bedroom, I want to encourage you to turn them off or take them to another room now and allow them to be there. They will be there when you wake up. Your body needs your rest. So it's proven that from the hours of 11 p.m. to 3 a.m., your liver is actually rejuvenating. So if have you ever been, I know I'm not the only one out there that has ever had a hangover. So tell the truth, shame the devil, as they say. If you've ever experienced a hangover in your life, when you do not get the proper rest and you wake up and you feel groggy, worn out, drained, and depressed, or just don't feel like you have energy, it's because your liver has not rejuvenated properly during that nighttime. Okay, so drinking water, room temperature water before going to bed when you're actually getting ready. So prepare, like I said, you have to set the tone, you have to set the mood for your rest time. Okay, utilizing things like room sprays and pillow sprays is great to add into that. Next thing, number 6, I think we're on eating to live. So staying hydrated, making sure you're taking in food that are going to be nourishing and also beneficial for us, especially as women and men. You need to make sure that you are eating to live, especially for our organs to be able to function properly. So things like chamomile tea will be great for those that drink herbal teas. Green tea, eating mangoes. Mangoes are excellent. And then also making sure we stay in tune with our green veggies. Okay. Eating in season. That's another thing. All right. Next, I know I'm going to have to speed up here. Journaling. Journaling. Doing those brain dumps. Okay. Getting that stuff off of our mind that we know that, hey, you try to go to rest with, but you carrying things that has going on through the day. Journaling. Next, spa massages, vaginal steaming, infrared sauna, relaxing to be able to empower and detox the body. So I want to let you all know too, as entrepreneurs, if you're not aware, you can actually write off spa massage or massages. I'm not a tax expert, so go do it. Go talk to your CPA, but please let them know that you have gotten wind that you can write off your massages on your taxes, and you can do this. Okay. And what the caveat to that is to make sure you have a doctor's note saying that it is a requirement that you get monthly or weekly massages. You can write those off on your, and vaginal steaming, any type of self-care opportunity or entity, you can actually write off as long as you have a doctor's note to say that you need it. Planning your day. And then last but not least, copulation, sacred energy exchange, sex. Okay. We need to stay in tune with our partners. Never be too tired to come together with your partner, because that is actually the where you are actually allowed for you. Number one, it helps with exercising, so you can release the calories there if you're doing it right. And not only that, it keeps you youthful, vibrant, engaged. It also helps for creativity. If you come together with an intention, something set in mind that you all want to manifest, it helps with that too. So listen, get together with your partner and make it happen. So I hope you all have enjoyed those tips today. Gratitude for having me, and look forward to those that truly desire to learn more about holistic female wellness, and just encourage you all to continue to do great things out there.
And please let us know where the people can reach you, connect with you.
Oh, okay. So you can connect with me at supremenaturals.com. I'm on all social media platforms at Supreme Naturals.
I love it. Dr. Tamika, thank you so much. Guys, here's the thing. You got to take what you need, leave what you don't. But I can tell you right now, as entrepreneurs, one area of our lives that we like to neglect is our self care. When you're creating and developing and growing and scaling a business, if your health is not on point, you will never be able to grow that business to the level and the heights that it can get, because you, as the entity behind the business, are not well.
Yes.
I'm not
So
taking
gratitude.
offering for
I
that
do
one.
have
I'm
one
just,
last thing, if I
go
may.
ahead.
They
Give it
have
to us.
homework. Homework. So your homework is, if you listed or you said no, I was not scheduled on my calendar, I want you to rearrange your schedule starting today to
Okay.
add yourself now every day, just as you have everything else on your to-do list, something to perform self-care daily. Okay.
That's
Thank
good.
you all. You all have an amazing day, a
Um,
great weekend, and I appreciate the opportunity for being before you today.
Thank you. Virtual applause for Dr. Tamika, please. Guys, self care is amazing. It's necessary. You didn't get number 9. I'm sorry to hear that. You got to get the replay, though. Get the replay, and you will be able to get all of them all over again. We have our next speaker who is in the virtual green room. We're going to add him to the stream. My friend and your friend, Josh. I love Josh because number one, he shares a name with my son, Joshua. So Josh and Josh,
Yeah.
remember, I know you do because you're
Joshes are generally generally good boys.
I would
Generally.
agree. Generally, I would agree. Mine has a lot of personality, so we're just through that. But guys, I'm gonna give a quick overview of who Josh is. If this is your first Vonza challenge, then that means this is your first time being exposed to Josh, and that is just a shame. So we're gonna go ahead and expose him to you because he is a podcasting mastermind. But not only that, he is a Army veteran.
Navy.
Navy. You guys are so quick. I can't even make a mistake. A Navy, because it's very distinct. So, yes, you are a Navy veteran, and we appreciate your service always.
Which all it simply means is I didn't eat crayons in my time when I was enlisted. That's only a joke that only military people can tell on each other. And trust me, if an Army vet comes in, they're gonna blast me, the Navy guys. So
I'm gonna leave that totally between you guys for sure. So Josh is a U.S. Navy veteran who became a serial entrepreneur. Serial entrepreneurs are in the house. The veterans are in the house as well, who builds companies around the world. In 2014, he launched Up My Influence to help entrepreneurs just like himself attract the perfect audience and grow their authority and influence. And this is very, very important. He's also done a number of things like savingsangel.com. He's a frequent speaker at business and startup conferences, including Social Media Marketing World and Tony Robbins events. We love some Tony Robbins. For his business mastery grads. He's been on Fox 35 Orlando, News 13. I just want y'all to know this is a robust quality Josh that is before you. We're going to open it up and let him have the floor. Josh, welcome. Sure. Y'all give a virtual applause for Josh.
Happy to be here. Thank you so much, Dr. Faith. Appreciate it.
You are welcome. Have at it 25 minutes. I'm going to come on so that we can have that Q&A time. I know the world of podcasting is, and everything that you're going to share is really, really good. So I do want to give the people a little bit of time to ask questions.
Yeah, you bet. So what I want to talk about today is how do we get higher ticket sales to happen? And because there's, and I'm going to kind of logically navigate everybody to a conclusion. That's my philosophy on this. I think it tends to work really well, just simply because I follow approach that you may be familiar with. Bob Burg, Go Givers, Sell More. I highly, highly, highly recommend this book. We put into action a lot of the philosophies there, but we had already been doing that because what I know in sales, my background was Savings Angel. We've done well over $6 million in revenue. I've been in the media about 2,500 times, and I speak on consumer skills. I teach consumer skills. As such, I study consumer behavior. And here's one thing I know. I don't care who you sell to. We are all consumers, and we've been living in a world, now think about this now, where we are globally, right? We have been a population which has been experimented upon by marketers. So we live in a world where we are exposed to, according to the American Marketing Association, over 700 advertising messages a day. Some of them are subtle, some of them are pretty in your face, right? So what do you imagine is going to happen to a population that has that sort of exposure day after day after day after day? Well, when you experiment on lab mice in this way, you have what's called desensitization, right? So if they keep hearing this annoying noise, like my tinnitus, for example, which I got, that was one gift I got from the Navy, loud noises. Okay. But what happens is when you're constantly exposed to it, you start to do what? You start to ignore it. It just starts to fade into the background. Like if you've ever worked in retail and they have that same music playlist on a loop. And people are like, do you like this song? And you're like, what song? You're like, you don't even hear it anymore. All right. Thank you, digital. All right. There we got an Army person chiming in. Listen, love y'all. Love all my my active duty military veteran brothers and sisters out there. Appreciate y'all. All right. But here's the thing. Your customers are in that population. And so what can we do? Now, there's another really good book that I would recommend that you take a look at. It's by Mark Schaefer. It's called Marketing Rebellion. And Mark talks about this quite a bit. And this is what Fortune 500 companies know about their customers is they're ignoring advertising messages. So what can you do? How do you connect with a population that's become resistant to all this? And I hate to say it, but marketers have pretty much ruined everything. They've overfished the waters. And so just you throwing ads in front of people, probably not going to be, it's not that it doesn't work. It's very, very difficult and very costly to get it to work. So it's amazing how many folks I've seen, with certain recognitions for hitting a certain dollar amount, and then you talk to them and you find out they're broke. Why is that the case? It's because they're dumping all their monies in ads, and they have like a tiny sliver of profit because of how ridiculous acquisition costs are. So how do we do this? Okay, write this down. Okay, because this is going to be my formula for everything else for the rest of this conversation. These are the 3 elements you must have in order to do business today, particularly in a high ticket environment. And we'll talk about a little bit about high ticket versus, regular kind of low ticket kind of offers, right? High ticket is it's a completely different animal, right? But the rules I'm talking about are even more so at that level. So here's what you need. Number 1 is you got to have authority. There's no way around this today. Okay. So when you hear me talking, you're like, okay, who's this Josh guy? He seems to be talking a lot. He seems to be, sometimes he talks a little fast. Sometimes it's weird. He laughs at his own jokes. I don't quite get that. But maybe in our time together, you might have enough curiosity that you would take the next step in our relationship. That next step is not giving me $20,000 for my high ticket program. Okay. We're nowhere near that level in our relationship. I know that. That might be 3 to 6 months from now, maybe for some folks, but for the most part, your curiosity, the best I could hope for is that you're going to hear me talk and you're going to Google me. Maybe you'll go to my website or something like that, but that's about it, right? And so number 1 is authority. So what does this mean? If I know, and if you know that the logical next step for most of your customers, awareness is the first step, right? So they become aware of your brand. Then what are they going to do? They're going to go and check you out. Everybody, and this is what we know about consumers today, consumers have so many tools at their disposal that they're going to go and do a little research before they invest any time in you. Maybe even before they give you something as simple as an email address. They're not going to give you their email address because their email address is currency. So they're not going to opt into your thing if when they look at, trying to build this picture about you is they say, yeah, seems a little amateur hour, baby, brand new business. And listen, I don't want anyone to feel bad. Rome wasn't built in a day. You will grow your authority, but it takes some concerted effort. Number one is authority. So what do I mean by that? Okay. Do a Google search for my name. Aside from the Josh Elledge, who was a contestant on The Bachelorette, that was not me. I've been married for 26 years to Mrs. Elledge. And thankfully, he got booted out on the first episode. I actually contacted him. I'm like, you're screwing up my Google search results, buddy. There's no way I could compete with The Bachelorette. So you're going to find stuff like my LinkedIn profile. You're going to find maybe my press kit. You're going to find all of this stuff listed on page one if you search for Josh Elledge, and maybe some other social media accounts are like. So because I know that, and if there's someone that's coming in that says, I want to learn about this guy just a little bit before I do, I don't want to spend too much time in his world, if it's not coming up good, right? So you'll probably click on my LinkedIn profile. Folks will click on your LinkedIn profile or your press kit. Now, if you don't have these two things or you haven't spent any time on these two things, I'd recommend you do. I'm not saying you need to spend all your time on LinkedIn, but at least if LinkedIn's given you ultimate control to put whatever you want in that profile, max it out. Put all kinds of content on there. Really talk about all of your volunteer stuff that you've done. Talk about all the good things that you do in the world. This is your opportunity to sell why someone should spend time with you, right? And so go look at my LinkedIn profile. I'll never know you're there, right? So just go and copy what I do. Number two would be you need to have a press kit on your website. Okay. Even if you've not really had much media, it's okay. You can have stuff like, versions of your bio, headshots. You can have, like, if you were to interview me, here are some questions you could ask, right? So all of those things you could put on there. That's number one. So we're looking for authority indicators. Now, other indicators of authority come from social proof. Right? So you have authority through association. You have authority from how we present ourselves, right? Largely led by our branding. And people are just simply going to categorize us. It's not fair. It's superficial, but it's what we all do. Why? Particularly in the case of big ticket sales, what people will do is they'll try to assess if you can solve their problem, if you're at the level at which they're looking for and the budget they have, quite frankly, to solve their problem. So if you look like someone who offers, you solve big problems for very successful business leaders, then people are going to engage with you. If you don't look like that, it's going to be a little harder. It's not that they won't, it's just much more challenging. You have to do some better sales, I think, in that. Okay. Number one, authority. Okay. Number two is that if you want to cultivate relationships with customers, you must make it insanely easy for people to engage with you. And so what are you going to, you cannot show up in the world with the first opportunity that people have to get to know you is some sort of paywall where they need to buy your dumb $6 product, right? I say your product's not dumb, but that's what they're thinking. If they're like, okay, sounds great. They go to your website and like $6, what, just to get to know you? No, thanks. Like, who does that? Like in the real world, right? So number two is going to be what I call insane generosity. Give away what other people are showing up in the world with this scarcity mindset where they have to sell, for a few dollars. What's that? Like, you're not going to get rich on a few dollars. I know some people will argue that you could do that to pay for your ads and whatever. I'm suggesting a different route. Now, granted, my philosophy is my philosophy. There are other ways of thinking, and there's probably some other amazing experts that are going to maybe even teach something completely contrary to what I'm talking about. What I'm aiming for is how can I create an environment where sales is the inevitable outcome for if you want to sell a high ticket offer. So you have to make it insanely easy for people to build proximity with you. We need to get people to spend time with you in your world. Without that time together, the relationship is not going to move forward. So proximity. How can we earn proximity? Again, give away what other people charge money for, make it ridiculously easy for someone to spend 30 minutes, 60 minutes, 90 minutes with you. And so largely what am I talking about? Content. Your content has to be so good, right? And you have to really focus on your delivery so that people feel like you're not just giving them you're just snowing them over with some sales presentation or whatever. Like it feels relaxed. It feels normal. Like people can feel your passion and it doesn't feel scripted. You're not reading from a script. You're delivering from your heart. What the world does not need today is more salespeople. What the world needs today is more people that have a teacher's heart. More people that care about their audience and the people that they're in service of and not their own pocketbook. That's what works today. And if you're not willing to do that and all you care about is the sale that you're going to make, you're in the wrong business. You need to do something else because if you don't have the heart for making someone and impacting someone else's life in a positive way, it's going to be very difficult for you to make sales because I don't care what your intention is. We all know it. We know what's in your heart. If you wake up in the morning and your first thought is, who am I going to sell to? We know it. And so because of that, we're not going to engage with you because what we know is that you want that sale and you don't want what's best for us. So it's a non-starter for us. You have to change your mindset. You have to focus on service to other people because we all know it. You cannot fool audiences anymore today. You can't do it. We all know what you're doing. Never have we dealt with an audience that's been more protective, more cynical. And why? It's because marketers have ruined it for everybody. So as a result, your best play is to be honest and transparent and authentic with people. And if you have something that you want, it's okay. You can let us know that, okay? But you need to show that you care more about us, and then we will gladly spend our time with you. So generosity means make it insanely easy for people to spend time with you. Proximity, time together, will lead to familiarity. I did research and studied and presented on the topic of quality versus quantity time. Specifically, so I studied family science in college, not the best degree. But there it is. That's what I wanted to be a love doctor on the radio. So I wanted to get in that whole debate of, where a busy parent says, well, I don't spend a lot of time with my kids, but when I do, it's quality, right? And so I wanted to investigate that. And what I found that the data revealed is that there's something so magical about just spending time together. I grabbed my 15-year-old last night. I'm like, what are you doing? Nothing. Great. Come with me to Best Buy. Let's spend time together. We're just in the car, listening to music, just idle chit chat, nothing profound, but it's that time together. There's something remarkable about spending time together that builds a relationship. Proximity leads to familiarity. Familiarity, if done right, can lead to familiarity bias. Familiarity bias is why you run up to a celebrity and say, oh my gosh, it's you, right? So when I met like Huey Lewis in the green room one time, like I tried to be cool, but I was not. I tried my best, but got the picture with him and stuff like that. So, but it's because I'm familiar with his music. I have memories of being in my Uncle Kenny's house and listening to the album Sports over and over and over and over again. I'm like, this is great album, right? Anyway, so we want to create familiarity bias so that when people eventually do get to connect with you personally, they're like, oh, I've watched all your stuff. I love your stuff. Oh my gosh, I love what you're doing, right? That's what we want to create. So generosity will allow you to do that. So, and I'm going to get to this third one now. And the way I'm going to get to this now is to ask you this simple question, right? How could we get a bunch of time with our dream ideal customers? How could we do that? What is the thing that we have to, what could we give away that would get them to say, yep, I'll do that, right? Is it, hey, jump on my sales presentation? No, they're probably not going to do that. I know. Read my white paper. I don't know. Would you do that? I mean, if you would do that, maybe. I don't know. I'm not thinking that's going to work real well. Sliding into DMs with some AI bot automation and scripts and being salesy. No, don't think that's going to work. So what can we do? What can we extend an invitation? Well, you have to look at what successful people are willing to do with their time. Now, here's a hint. I do pretty okay in business. We've got about 150 high ticket clients that we work with. Like, we're doing all right. Like, I love what I get to do. I'm honored. Okay. And so I'm very particular on the calls that I show up. However, where am I right now? I am leveraging platform. Platform is this amazing thing that we all have access to. I don't care if you have nobody in your social media audience, you have access to platform. And so even something as simple as, let's say you're in a Facebook group around a particular topic, for example, and you really like this topic, right? And so what would happen, and again, you have to abide by the rules of the community always. But if you were to start producing content that was valuable and non-salesy for that audience, and you invited the time of other people to spend time with you, then what do you think would happen? Well, you would gain that proximity. You would gain that time together. Now, beyond, if you really want to take, let's say you're going to spend 30 minutes with someone, and you could spend 30 minutes driving in the car, not saying anything, or you could, here's something I found. And I know to my, service-minded, a lot of, church-minded people will find themselves doing service projects. There is, and I know you know this, because you've all experienced this if you've done like hurricane cleanup or whatever, right? The people that you serve with, there's something amazing that happens. Like, it's like a God thing. I don't know. But like when two people or a group of people spend time in service of someone or something else, there's something connective that happens when we do that. So here's the thing. What would happen if you started a podcast in service of your audience, and you use that podcast to spend time with other people that you want to build a relationship with, and you do something nice together? It's a win-win-win. Guess what? I say yes to probably about 80-90% of the podcast invites that come to me. Meanwhile, I also charge $1,000 an hour for consulting. So isn't that weird? That's when I was like, wait a minute here. Okay, so someone who's not going to pay me a dime. In fact, I'm going to take my time. I'm going to leave it all on the mat. I'm going to serve 1,000. I'm thrilled to do so. Why is this? Because decision makers, busy, successful business people have generally see themselves as having a mandate for growing the company. They also have a mandate to give back. You know that you have someone, if they're willing to show up and be generous, and they've got a leader's heart and they want to be generous and they want to serve, that's a good person to be around. Okay. And especially if they have the ability and desire to pay for services that might be like what you have to offer. What a great possible dynamic. So, but here's the thing, right? We have to focus on what's in it for them. Like, if we're extending the invitation, we want to let them know, here's what I would be honored. Oh my gosh, if I could have you as a guest speaker and, I could invite you on my podcast, and we could do this thing together. You could do a live stream. You could record videos for, TikTok, whatever, right? But whatever it is, when you're reaching out to, if the person you're inviting to, they're going to ask themselves one question. Are they going to sell at me? And if you're invited, and it would be so wildly inappropriate to invite someone to a thing and then sell at them. You're not going to do that, right? But what we're doing is we're investing into a relationship. Would you be willing to invest into a high-level relationship? Would you be willing to give of your time to do something nice for someone else? Like, there's been people back in my PR days that I would do free press kits for. Why would I do that? Because I wanted to cultivate a relationship with them. I didn't have an ask, right? I allowed the ask. I allowed the business to naturally happen. And that shows a lot of confidence. Remember this. Where you plant your seeds is not necessarily where you reap your harvest. But if you show up, and you can't do this to everybody, and you can only, really, I think you have to be mindful of where you invest your time. Because if you're investing a bunch of time one-on-one into someone that has no budget for your services, I mean, that's nice, but that's just, you're going to have to chalk that one up as just service, and there's no expectation. It's like giving money to family. Like, you ain't giving that money back. Right. So it's like, if you're going to do service, right, which there would be no Up My Influence today if I wasn't serving in my local startup community, which is another thing. Like, if things are just slow for you, go start serving. Through my local SBD, started serving military veteran, minority-owned, women-owned businesses, serving on boards, serving on workshops, pro bono, pro bono, pro bono, pro bono. Just get out and start moving. The car steering wheel is so much easier to turn when you're moving. When you're saying stuck in the parking lot or in the driveway, it's harder to, I don't know, maybe with powers, maybe that's not a good analogy, but you know what I mean, right? You got to just be out there doing your stuff. And the best thing you could be doing is high level networking. Spend time in front of audiences, spend time with people that also are centers of influence, serve them. And what is inevitable is sales, but let sales naturally happen. It's like when you're dating someone, let the love naturally happen. Don't try to first date and I love you, and I think we ought to get married. I think this is a really good thing. In fact, why don't we just go ahead and get married right now? That's what most salespeople and marketers do. Don't do that. You got to play the long game here. You got to be cool. Yes, thank you. Let sales naturally happen. Sales will be the inevitable outcome for about 10, 15, 20% of the time when you lead with service. Now, when you do this generosity first, again, authority, generosity, platform, 80% of the time, sales is not going to be the inevitable out. Sales will not happen. But it's not like in traditional sales where you're like, are you going to buy? Yes or no? No, we're out of here. We're done with this relationship. It's not like that. What you have is the beginning. You now don't have a lost lead. You have the beginning of a friendship. Everybody becomes either a client, a customer, a referral, someone that refers you to someone who becomes a customer, or a friend for life. That should be our goal. So when you are putting people into buckets, right? When when they're coming into your world, they should go one of three areas. Most people are just going to become friends. They're not going to engage on your product and be okay with that. If you are okay with that, now they're going to feel safe to engage with you on so many other ways. And you just keep on doing this. I interview on my podcast, The Thoughtful Entrepreneur, 12 to 15 people a week. I just published my 1,000th episode, and I already have 200 episodes already recorded that have yet to be published. That's how prolific I am on investing into relationships. I'd rather invest into a relationship than just give more money to Mark Zuckerberg. He's got enough money, please, right? That doesn't matter to me. I would rather earn that know, like, and trust with that person. And so to earn it means, again, I'm going to invest in them and not just more expensive nets. So there we go. So what do I say? Start a platform, any platform. Just start using a platform. Start your own. Start serving audiences and use that platform. Spend time with people. Build that relationship. Build the proximity, which leads to familiarity, which leads to know, like, and trust, which leads to everything you could possibly want in business, and sales being a part of that. Okay, I can take a breath now. Sorry, that was a lot of stuff to get into 25 minutes there. I'll drink a drink of water. I can't hear you, Dr. Faith. I'm so sorry.
Hey, it was. However, whoa. So I said, you're in the spirit. Oh my gosh, guys. Okay. If you have questions, go ahead, quickly put them in the comments, because Josh just dropped bomb upon bomb upon bomb on us, okay? And I love what you said. Okay, a couple things. Okay, y'all put y'all stuff in the comments. I'm going to get us going. Here's the thing. You are big on generosity. Now, this is not the first first time that you've spoken for us. Last time you had a different topic that you were really discussing, but that
It's
generosity theme, that generosity. So to me, that means that is a real thing for you. That is a real concept. That is what you live by. And
Yes.
guys, as entrepreneurs, it works. It really, really works. And you said, okay, there was a comment that someone said, I like things to happen naturally. I thought it was
gosh.
true.
How uncomfortable is that if you're reaching out you're beginning the relationship in a transactional way? So then they're like, okay, I guess I've got nothing going on. Sure, I'll jump on and hear this sales pitch. Yeah, icky. I mean, because then how are we beginning this relationship? You salesperson, me customer. Okay, sell me your stuff. Like, and then you're expected to perform. No, thank you. That is like, to me, that just feels icky. Like, I can't do that. I know there are other people that can. I'm not good at it. I don't enjoy that. I don't like being a salesperson. Again, two smart people are going to figure it out. If you can solve a problem that I have, awesome. Let's work together. If I can solve a problem you have, cool, let's work together. If it doesn't really look like we need to solve any problems for one another, like, it's okay. It's okay. So, and there's cases like I interview and I buy books. I buy a lot of my guests' books. I watch stuff. I watch their content. I promote them. I want to max out the value of a relationship. I want to max out a relationship.
And here's the thing. You said two smart people. Let me ask you this. Would you say, Josh, that you are an empath, maybe a little bit of an empath?
You think? Yeah, that truly. And in fact, I can tell you that when I'm with somebody and I don't feel like I'm getting the real them, like I feel like they're just kind of going into their rehearsed script or something like that, I feel ripped off. I really do. And
feel it.
Yeah.
Guys, this is why I asked that. And you don't even have to be an empath to feel it, but you can literally feel when there's motives or there's like quota or there's stuff behind it. You can feel it. And it's like, I want to do a business with you. And even if they want to, but they feel that ickiness, they will fade away. So it's literally, okay, I got a question that came in the chat. This is really good question too. So there's
and Dr. Faith, what's our schedule here? I apologize.
So this is session 1. And
I mean, in other words, I'm supposed to be, I scheduled 30 minutes. I hate to be doing logistics in front of everybody, but
no,
so I've got about 3 minutes.
3 minutes.
Sorry.
Let's answer this question.
Yes.
Help the people. Building authority. Do you mean making people believe that you're an authority in your field?
Okay, so you already are the authority, right? But here's the problem, right? In today's world, like let's say internet dating, for example, you're amazing. Like your soul, like who you are, your emotions, your generosity, your love, like you're a 10. You really, really are a 10. I believe most people are just beautiful souls. I believe that. But if we don't communicate that let's say we're doing internet dating and we don't communicate who we really are, or we do a poor job of that, it sucks. It's so superficial. But unfortunately, when you're dealing with a population that is saying, makes sense to me in 5 seconds or less, if you give a bad impression, it's not fair because now they're not giving you the time that you really deserve. So my suggestion is to communicate the level of authority that you truly are. Don't have to overstate anything. Yeah. You are who you are. As a matter of fact, I would not do that because now you'll be expected to deliver on capabilities that you don't have the ability to do. So be 100% honest, transparent, but don't leave anything out. So folks coming into my world should know my level of social proof, my, who I've spoken for, the number of times, that like I want to be as transparent, and I want to lower that digital barrier. That's the goal here.
Yes.
So yeah, but yes, you are. I mean, and the simple fact is, like what you do, Imani, like I don't do what you do. And you're so much more of an expert in doing what you do than I am. Unless it's like high ticket sales through platform generosity, then we can compare notes. I feel like I'm trying to get into that 0.00001% of the population at this very specific niche thing that I do. Everything else, I'm not an expert in. But yeah, at this one specific thing, yeah, I feel like I've done, I've paid my dues. But yeah, that's it. That's it. So you are that in my world. Yeah, you're an expert to me. I'd love to learn about it.
That. You have to go. Please tell the people where they can find you, how they connect with you.
So a couple things is I'm always looking for great guests for my podcast. So, if you're in the B2B world, you're doing 6 figures or more annually, love to have you as a guest. I'm sorry to set those limits, but I'm right now, you'll see when you schedule, like I'm booked through the second half of February at this point. So I have to set some production guidelines on that. That's number one. Love to have you. Just go to my website. It's www.upmyinfluence.com. Scroll down to the very bottom. You'll see now booking guests. Click that. And I'd love to feature you to my audience of over 130,000. Next, if you're not quite at that level, for 2.5 years, I've only done high ticket sales. I had nothing that, there was really not a whole lot other than me just kind of talking and teaching on platforms and stuff. If you can be patient, bookmark me or set a calendar invite to come check me out. In about 2-3 weeks, I'll have a masterclass where I'm going to break all this down. I'm going to provide a bunch of checklists, tool guides, resources, like all that stuff. I don't care if you ever buy from me or not. It's okay. Like I'm like my team and I, we love what we do. But I have a moral obligation to teach this so that people don't bastardize platform and generosity, that you keep that servant's heart, because it will inevitably lead to success. But yeah, so that's all. That's at upmyinfluence.com. Yes. If you find some way of like following me on social or connect in, opt in or something like that, just some way to like keep tabs and just be patient, please. By January 1st, I'm so excited, and where I'm just gonna give you all my stuff, and I hope you take it, put it to action, and make a great impact in the world. Moral obligation, Latoya. Yes. Yep.
Woo! That is the part right there, Josh. Thank you so much for your time, for your expertise, and your energy.
Thank you so much, guys.
Give a virtual
thank you, Dr. Faith.
For Josh. Thank you. We'll definitely be connecting soon. Oh my goodness.
Have a wonderful day, everybody. Take care. Enjoy the summit. Right, take care. Bye-bye.
Y'all said boom shakalaka. Okay. Listen, this is hold on. Where's the comment? Where's the comment? Okay. This comment right here, y'all, from the time we started to the time we closed, this is the end of day 3, session 1. We still have 2 more sessions to go. And the first session has been totally off the hook, in another planet, just, space mooning it out. All right. Because wow. Okay. Wow. Listen, y'all, Josh said so much in a very short amount of time. 2 more sessions to go. 2 more sessions. And we're feeling like this. And there's 2 more sessions. Oh, I beg. Awesome. Listen, Josh said so much. And I think that was one of the things that Imani was saying too, with generosity. Like a lot of times, people are always selling stuff. People are always offering things. But the truth is, never miss the behind the scenes. And the behind the scenes is offering value. Derek said it. Josh said it. We keep seeing it over and over again. It's offering value. one of the things, like if someone comes to my website, you're going to pay. By the time you make it to my website, you will pay. Why? Because I have so much free content, accessible content, whether it's YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, like anywhere you find me, you're going to see the free 99. I'm not just over there posing. Now, I could pose. Honey, I could pose. I could do transformations. I could show you my wit. I could do all of that. But that's not the point. The point is to bring value, and I serve you, serve you, serve you, serve you. You can take a whole weekend and binge my YouTube. I'm going somewhere. Binge my YouTube channel, right? And you're going to get so much from that. By the time you get all the value from not even all, half the value, a quarter of the value from the YouTube channel, you're already ready to do business with me. Because I've already established myself in front of you with my free content. Don't be lazy, guys. In your business, offer that value, offer that content, offer what you have. And guess what? You may say, well, if I give everything on my YouTube channel, on my Instagram, if I say everything, they're not going to pay. They're not going to do business with me. Wrong. Shift that mindset. Shift. That's not true. It's because they believe in you and they see what you've done, even in your testimonials for others, even what you've done for yourself, even what you offer for free. They're going to be like, I know you got something to offer me, and I'm going to pay you so I can extract everything out of you that I can't. That's it, guys. Generosity is not dead. That is it, right? You value. They will pay. I can literally read my book from cover to cover and somebody is still going to buy that book. Do you know why? Because it's different. I heard you read the book. I liked it. Now I need the book in my hands so I can read it. And then when I read it and you say, I have a conference, I'm coming to the conference because I love the book. And not only after the conference, you have a one-on-one workshop. I'm going to go to the one-on-one workshop. Why? Because you keep offering value and you keep offering a level of access to you that I want. It's great to get YouTube videos, but sometimes it's better to get access. And you have to be able to be okay with people paying for access to you. Oh, I don't have a session. I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you. Okay. Woo, guys, listen. This is what I keep saying. Get the replay. Get the replays. Get the replays. Because it's just like, when you read a book and you read and you're like, I love this book. You put it on the shelf. You get the book about a year later and you read the book and you're like, oh my God. It's like reading the book all over again because there's something new that's going to be illuminated, that's going to stand out, that's going to stick, right? So get that replay so you can be illuminated over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. So guys, I'm out of here, okay? I need to go cool down, implement, strategize based on what I've heard so that when session 2 comes up, I'm rocking and ready to go. You do the same. We're coming back for session 2, day 3, session 2 at 2 p.m. If you're on the Vonza page on Facebook, there's like a little alert. Click the bell so it'll notify you and you don't forget or get too into your lunch where you just totally forget what that we're supposed to do, okay? Yes, I love that. Y'all tell me what you got before we go and I end this broadcast so we can get ready for session 2. Tell me in the comments what it is that really stuck out to you and you are going to take action on today. Tell me. I want to hear it. Let's see. We got value. Yes. Offer that content. Offer what you have. So good. Let's see. Go Dr. Faith. Yes, I know. Let's see. Let me hold it back. Let's see. You guys said do some self-care and rejuvenate. Absolutely. Take care of that temple. Take care of yourself. It helps you to think clearly. It helps you to operate more. It helps you to be the best. Let's see. Press Kit and Authority. I know that's right. Digital Growth Hacks Club. I like that name. That's actually really cool. That's from YouTube. We're on Facebook and YouTube streaming live. Let's see. We got let sales happen naturally. Absolutely. And just give yourself a little buffer, right? Set a goal, but don't be upset if you don't hit the goal right off the bat. Let it flow. And it's going to come. It's going to come because you keep nurturing the relationship. It's so good. Daily care was the biggest point for me. Absolutely. It's so necessary. Absolutely necessary. Listen, getting a cheese Danish and a venti caramel macchiato double shot of espresso from Starbucks. I don't look at the price. I just close my eyes and order is self-care for me. Okay. Then I go and I work out to burn off all the calories from that. And it's still self-care. Okay. I'm going to offer that content. Thank you for your impact. Absolutely. Offer that content. We want to see your face. We want to see your content. We want to see what you have to offer because nobody can do it like you. That's all for session 1. Guys, we're going to be back at 2 p.m. EST for session number 2. It's going to be awesome. Make sure you're ready to invite someone, take notes, and of course, implement. If you need it, get your scratch that. Get it because you need it. Get the replays. Okay, we do have a special bonus for you as well as the replays. Girl, I know them things got calories. I gotta work it off. But it's my self-care. It tastes so good. Then the workout keeps everything good. Snatched. All right, guys. Love you. See you soon. 2 p.m. EST. Be back here. Same place, 2 p.m. time. Bye.